Hey, good afternoon, Mogul Chix. It's Adrienne Graham, CEO and founder of Mogul Chix LLC. So, I asked a question recently about revenue streams. I asked how many of you really struggle with finding additional revenue streams within your business? Now, I got a variety of answers to that question. Most of them talked about, well, I can do coaching, well, I can do an ebook, or I could do a course or a membership, affiliate programs, I could start new businesses. No, that is not what I meant when I said create new revenue streams for your business. Now, there's no cap or no limit to what you can share within your business or what you can give people or offer. But I find that a lot of times when people start thinking about revenue streams, they start panicking and they think, hey, I have to come up with all this extra work and all this extra stuff. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to execute it. Let's drop all of that. So if you had to create brand new revenue streams for your business that did not require your full-time involvement, that did not include coaching, memberships, or courses, could you really do it? I think you can. There's an exercise that I give to a lot of my clients where I tell them, hey, I want you to come up with 10 revenue streams for your business. And they look at me like, are you crazy? That's a lot. I'm not doing that. But it's so easy. It's simple, not easy, let's say it that way. And I think that you can come up with as many revenue streams for your business as you can. I told someone recently that I have come up with 37 across all of my businesses. That's collective. So it is possible. So I think once you get past that first maybe 3 to 5 revenue streams, then the juices start flowing better and you're able to come up with new revenue streams. And it's so exciting. I love to watch as those light bulbs go off in my clients' heads, and I can see it in their eyes. It's like, oh, shoot, you done put me on to something now. And I love just getting in their minds and dissecting their businesses and dissecting their plans and their customers to figure out how can we bring more money into this business. I mean, let's be real. Without revenue, you don't have a business. You don't have a company. And I know you guys know that I like to keep having a business with running a company separate. But for the purposes of this video and for the class that I have coming up, the Revenue Streams Workshop, I want to use business. So don't hold it against me, okay? So, but let's be honest here for a minute. And I'm not doing this live to answer questions or whatever, but if anybody has questions, I'll be more than happy to answer questions. But let's be honest, we all could use additional revenue streams. The revenue streams, they push us closer to making our money and our revenue goals. And I like to have revenue streams that's not going to make me work harder than what I need to work. I don't know about you, but that's just me. So I asked people recently on my private page, on my Instagram and on my Facebook page, where do you struggle with finding and implementing new revenue streams in your business? So the top ideas, the top things were coming up with ideas, having the manpower to deliver, determining which ideas were a good fit or complement for what they already offer, the time to put together and execute, and actually executing. That was like the major one. A lot of people said, I can come up with revenue streams, but I don't have the execution. I don't have the time to execute and da 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 da. And I get that. I get that. The execution piece, for some people, it's scary because they feel, what if I'm diluting my brand? What if I'm not doing it right? What if I put it out there and people don't come to it? Forget all of that. So I want to use one example. And one woman on my page, she said, well, I come up with ideas all day long. I can do a lot of ideas, but people are not buying. So my response, and not the exact words, but my response was, then you're not coming up with real viable revenue streams for your business. A lot of people feel like when they have to really think about this, it's because they're racing against a clock, or, they're not bringing in enough income, or they accepted a challenge like those 10K and 10-day challenges and all that stuff. That may be good for some people. That's not me. I don't do those because I like my money to come in organically. I don't like to have to feel rushed to have to come up with revenue streams. I go through this exercise with my clients, and I always tell them in the beginning of the exercise, I want you to come up with ten revenue streams for your business. And I have them come up with these revenue streams within the business first. Then they can come up with streams outside of the business. I think it's important that you identify where you can expand your revenue inside first before you start looking at other businesses, because then you start confusing yourself or putting on more work than you need. Now, I know that I am the last person with all of the companies that I run to say something like that. But for the most part, a lot of the people I encounter have one, maybe two businesses, or maybe one main business and a side business. They don't have multiple businesses. So it's a little different than it is for me. I always try to look at where can I make money? Where are people buying? Where are they consuming? Where are they more accepting of information, products, services, so on and so forth. And I try to make my moves from there. So I'll give you an example with my company, Busies Intimates, which is a spinoff of Busy's Place. So two separate things, one business, two separate revenues. We started to talk about the launch of the subscription box. So right now, Busy's Intimates is an e-commerce site. It's a boutique online where you can go on and you can buy lingerie, bras, panties, chemise, teddies, nightgowns, sexy wear, all that good stuff. Busiesintimates.com, Bizys intimates.com. And it had me thinking, I'm like, okay, well, that's good e-commerce. That's one viable stream right there. Well, what can I do to kind of expand this out? So my train of thought was, okay, Busy's Intimates is already an offshoot of Busy's Place. Busy's Place is the bigger company, the parent company, where we sell experiences, we sell workshops and events for couples, and we also sell adult products and body products and candles. In addition to lingerie, I wanted to make the lingerie an offshoot of that. So I kind of diverged from there. So with Busy's Place, we had the e-commerce site. Then we expanded and added room design. I'll just leave it at that. Think 50 Shades of Grey. But we added room design. Then we added event planning in terms of couples events. So like anniversary dinners, birthday dinners, intimate between couples, things like that, little events. Then we added an edibles line. I've pulled back on the edibles line lately because we really don't have time. That's real labor intensive, but we did edibles for that. And there was an idea to add a wine label to that as well. So all these different streams coming in addition to having a subscription that they could follow. So I just named off all of the streams on that, and then the offshoot Busy's Intimates, and then the subscription box for Busy's Intimates. See how I kind of connected all of those together with that one business. So that's that. I had, I'll give you two more examples. I had a client that was into fitness, and she was a personal trainer and decided, well, I can't physically train so many people in a week. I need to be able to maximize what I offer and be able to make enough money in the process without killing myself. So we sat down, we strategized. The first thing I said to her is she needed to move that one-on-one thing to a group thing. I didn't want her to do coaching per se, but she did have group classes that she could give. This is pre-Zoom, pre-pandemic, pre-all of that. So Zoom online stuff really wasn't a big thing at that time. But she started taping her workouts and taping her classes, and she made it available video on demand, one revenue stream. Then she started doing, okay, well, let's do a subscription. Instead of you paying me each time you come to class, let's do a subscription. So she made her courses and her pricing together and made it so that it was a subscription. So each month they get X amount of training from her, whether it was on FaceTime or what was it at the time? Google Hangouts was the thing. So she would be able to do that. She was able to expand out so that she would no longer have to work locally. So she could reach everybody across the country. So that was revenue number 2, the subscription model. Number 3, she decided to come out with these protein bars, these homemade, I don't remember what they were, some kind of granola protein or whatever it was, and said, I want to sell these. So I said, all right, what are we going to do to sell these? So she says, well, I sell them I give them to my clients now. So, but I want to get out there and sell them. So what she did was she worked on her packaging. She worked on her method of making them, and she sold them online through her website. She sold them to her subscription base, like, hey, for X amount of extra dollars, you can get these nutrition bars or protein bars, whatever, whatever. That was the third one. Then she expanded out even more and said, you know what? Let's put together meal plans. You see how all of this ties in together? And by the way, she did have her own t-shirt line, so I don't know what happened with that, but this was a few years back. So you see where she went with all of this stuff that she did. I'll give you another example. I had someone that was a barber, hairstyle barber, a gentleman. And yes, I do work with men. I did work with men sometimes. But he was a barber, wanted to learn how to work smarter because so many hours in a day. So he came up with, he had this beard balm that he put together. He put together training videos to show other people how to do certain razor cuts, I think it was. Now, in most states, you cannot train people to cut hair and things like that because you need to be licensed. But there was no license at the time for teaching people techniques about shaving. So with using the blades, I think it's called. So he put together training for that, training program for that to teach other barbers. He also did instruction to his clients on how to maintain their cuts and their hairstyles or whatever between cuts, and sold those as instructional videos. He had his product line, the beard balm I told you, the class, the training for the clients. He did I know what I forgot. I'm sorry. Go back to the fitness person. If you remember what not Martha, what is her name? Paula Deen, when she had this big to do about the racist comments or whatever, and she ended up losing her shows on TV. Well, I'm not advocating or defending or supporting or whatever. I'm just merely using the business lesson. She turned around and she took her opportunity to create a digital platform. Now, you might think, well, I have my Instagram, I have my Facebook, I have my YouTube channel, I can do that. No. That is so kind of scratching the surface of it right now. What she did was create a digital platform where it included e-commerce, it included training, training, when I say training, teaching people how to cook certain things, and subscription as far as her magazine and recipes and things like that. And she also sold cookware. Paula Deen was getting it. She was making back that money through her own digital platform, paid digital platform, not just a paid YouTube channel, a paid digital platform. And back then it was harder than what it is today, and it took more capital to do that. But today it's so much easier to create a platform if you know what you're looking for and you know what to put together. But that's kind of what my former client, the fitness person, did. She created a digital platform. So, there are so many other, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, if you have a podcast, you can monetize your podcast in so many ways. If you have a book, you can monetize your book in multiple ways. And I taught a class about the business of self-publishing, how you can extend the life of your book and extend how you make money with your book, whether it's tours or classes or consulting or translating it into other languages, making an audio version. I mean, there's so many different ways. So when people say they can't come up with multiple streams of revenue within their business, I laugh because it's so much opportunity out there. And I know you guys can do it. I want you to really step back and think about it. Now, if you have a problem with execution, hey, that's what I'm for. So I wanted to share that on February 17th. I am launching a class that I usually teach, and a couple of people who are probably watching this have been on that class, so they know I've shown them how to find multiple streams of revenue. Shoot, in Common Conversation, I've showed people how to find additional streams of revenue. But this workshop is a 4-hour workshop on February 17th at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I have put the link in the comments page below. And I would love to have you come and join us. We're going to do the workshop. I'm going to sit down and kind of give you guys the ins and outs of revenue strategy and revenue planning. And then in real time, we're going to find at least 3 streams of revenue in each of your businesses. So everybody who attends this, I'm only guaranteeing 3. I'm not going more than that because it's just a workshop, and depending on how many people register, I don't have that kind of time. So I'm going to say that we're going to have this workshop. We're going to find 3 streams of revenue. Not only are we going to find those revenues, we're going to sit down and write out a plan how to implement and execute those 3 revenue streams for your business. And then those of you who attend the workshop, you will be able to take part in, for free, the 90-day revenue challenge that we're doing. So if you want more information about that, leave me a comment below, send me a DM, or send me an email at info@mogulchix.com, and I can tell you a little bit more about it. If a workshop is not your thing and you want to get more in depth with it, I will be offering VIP days. It's a 1-day VIP day where I fly out to you and we sit down and we war room, or we could do on Zoom, either one, because COVID and everything. But it's like a literal war room, and we sit down and we find you multiple revenue streams within your business. So that's something that if you want to do that, I offer 3 months of ongoing support after that, email and phone support, and periodic check-ins to see how you're doing with the revenue streams. Or if you want to get real dirty and down with it, you can work with me personally, one-on-one on a monthly basis, where I do advisory. I hate the word coaching, but I do advisory service where I walk you through, we create a plan, we execute, we implement the strategies, we dissect your business, we make sure that we get each revenue stream up and running, and the milestones. We'll follow up with the milestones, so you get unlimited support with that too for a year. But yeah, so let me know what your preference is. If you want to take the workshop, get in that class now. The workshop is February 17th at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I'm telling you, you will not regret it. You will enjoy it. If you don't want to do the class, you could just jump right into the VIP day. If you don't want a VIP day, you want more work, more in depth, you could work with me one-on-one. Either way, it's up to you. Do you want to make more money? Do you want to have more streams of revenue without breaking your back or killing yourself? This is the perfect time to do it. I think that I have a good track record with that. And it doesn't depend on what kind of business you are. It can be anything: real estate, consulting. It could be you can be an author. You can be a beauty products retail company. Whatever it is, let's sit down. If you're unsure if you would fit, give me a call or email me or text me or DM me, and I'll answer any questions for you. So with that said, I hope I have you thinking about the different streams of revenue that you can add to your business. So I'm Adrienne Graham, CEO of Mogul Chix, and I will see you soon. And make sure you click the link below to go ahead and register, or follow us on Mogul Chix across the web at Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of that good stuff. Or you can just, again, DM me. So have a good afternoon. Take care. Bye.